Okay, so we've talked about how we can find the appropriate distance and how to actually start counter conditioning Mac. So now at this point we've gotten Mac, let's say, all the way right up next to a playground and he's comfortable. Well, the next step would be kind of to reverse the process a little bit. So this would be helpful if you have friends or relatives who have little ones about the age that we're looking for. So what I would do is arrange a party or a play date at a playground, and then you stay in at about 20 feet away from the children. What I would do at first is have the children come up one at a time, give them one of these high value treats, and at first they're not even going to give it to him. They're just going to walk up and he's going to probably get spooked and want to run away. So we don't want to force him to come and meet them, or we want to block him from running away. So I usually will step on it, or sometimes I'll tether it to a tree or something, so he can move about, but he can't run away. And what I would do is have the kids come up, and maybe there's a tree here and Matt goes on this side and the kid's approaching this way. We put a little bucket on the ground, a white bucket or a white dish, and the kid just comes and drops one of these treats and turns and walks away. And then when the kid walks away, you let Matt come up and tap the bowl, he goes over and gets the treat. And then we have 5 or 6 kids that come by and do this, and he is, oh, okay. When they approach, good things happen. So that's a little step that we can add here. The next step, what I really intended to start, but that little bowl thing would be helpful if he's really reactive, if he keeps on wanting to move away. If he's able to let them come up to him, then what we would want to do is do the counter conditioning while they approach. So maybe you have them at the playground, you're 15 or 20 feet away, you have Mac in a sit, and you're letting him look at the child while you're counter conditioning, and then you say, okay, Timmy. So Timmy starts walking slowly to you. When we get to the point where, so Tim just takes 3 steps and stops, and we're having him look directly at Timmy. And we keep on doing the same process that we did in the other video, except for this time we have the stimulus approaching him versus him approaching the stimulus. Same rules apply. When he starts looking around it or can't get into a sit, then we're gonna, come here buddy, then we're gonna stop, ask Timmy to stop, and we're ask Timmy to turn around and walk the other way, and then the treat goes away. So what we want to essentially establish at the end is when a human approaches you, high value treats come out. When the human walks away, the treats go away. So eventually the dog associates the arrival of a little child as getting these high value treats. So again, you don't have to have a whole bunch of kids when you're doing this next stage. Maybe just one kid and you do it, and then he walks away, and then maybe you take back and throw the ball a little bit or just walk around the park, come back and do it a minute later. And do it, but don't push it too far. Sit down. If he reacts, again, you invalidated what you did, all the work you've done. And then once you get to the point where little Timmy can get all the way up and have him give him a treat out of his hand, and then Timmy walks away, then we will find another child and do the same thing. So we want him, and then after we've done a couple different children, he's comfortable and they can walk up to him. The next step is we find 2 children who are about the same age, and they approach. Now the children should be quiet and calm initially, but eventually we're going to make it more and more challenging. So eventually we'd have maybe 2 girls and they're skipping towards the dog. But those first 2 girls should have approached and be able to give them a treat first, several times before we do the skipping. Or maybe one of them, they're walking, one of them is talking loudly or laughing, giggling loudly, while the other one isn't. So again, we want to vary things up so that we cover all these different variables. But have a boy and a girl, a younger boy and an older girl. If we can, a black girl and a white boy, and so we want to mix it up so we have a lot of variety. But the idea is every time these little kids approach me, nothing bad happens. Matter of fact, good things happen. So then I start to associate a positive relationship.